Hey y'all, what's up? So, welcome to my channel. I first of all want to get out the way the fact that I had initially recorded like another video. This was like about a month ago, maybe longer, and I didn't upload it for certain reasons. but anyway, since then, excuse the noise in the air, but yeah, since then I have been saying I'm going to, do it. I'm like, Lauren, okay, do it now, do it, this time, and then anyway, to get to the point, I just haven't gotten around to it. But today, I it just kind of happened. Like something happened that like really irritated me, and it motivated me to, you know, um, kind of like and I don't even wear makeup every day like I used to like to do my makeup and woo to woo, and I was like, you know what, like I'm not gonna let this makeup go to waste. That's not gonna happen. That's not good. So anyway, here I am, you know, talking. So a few things that I wanted to mention is just the fact that well, what I've been up to. Yeah, so if you follow me on Instagram, you will see that there's like a flux and then a pause as to like my frequency of posting and whatnot. And it's just because honestly, y'all, like I feel like it's best for me to just wait until I am able to, hire someone maybe to help me with it. Because to be honest with you guys, I just really don't know what to do with it. Um, yeah, I have mixed feelings about it. Like sometimes I want to focus on this, and sometimes I want to focus on that. And for the sake of sparing anyone any disappointment and irritation with like consistency as far as what the content type is, I just feel like it's best for me to just kind of just wait. So that's what I'm doing, is waiting. And what else I want to talk about? As far as other things, like I am like working on certain things creatively. Like there's certain things that I'm trying really hard to get done and do, whether it's something like art related, like actual art, like drawing or painting wise, to collage wise, to installation art wise, to film and TV wise, like there's or music video wise, there's a lot of all the above. Basically, I'm really trying to. There's like ideas that I have and things that I'm working on or intend to pitch, and yeah, so that's like the gist of what I've been up to. I mean, I'm leaving out some, but it's for a reason. And, when the time is right, I will, reveal the remainder of those details. But yeah, I pretty much just kind of wanted to, I guess, come on here aside from the update and just like encourage you to just be yourself, really. Like, I feel like when you get older, you just start to realize that it's important to not like let other people dictate how you move. And that has been like something that I've been working on for a while, where it's like I'll kind of like let, I don't know, whatever, like dictate how I feel about something, or whether or not I go left versus right or whatever. And I honestly don't think that I don't think that's healthy. I think that that's you're like setting yourself up to hurt yourself, um, one way or the other. It will hurt you, or at least that's been my experience, and I've seen that be the situation for other people as well, where it's like, oh, okay, let me do this because so and so thinks this is what is good for me. And don't get me wrong, sometimes yes, are there situations where yes, sometimes another person's advice or outlook or vantage point as to what you need is possibly a more viable solution? Sure, that's a given, but not always. So for me, in my own life, I mean, there's been a lot of things people have just flat out said, like, that's not for you. And it's just like, and here it is, I'm, 36 years old, and I'm just like, girl, you was tripping to even, like, listen to them. Like, and mind you, they're whatever age they are, and a lot of the things that they said they were going to do or whatever, either they just never did or when I think back on other conversations I would have with these people, it was like, oh, or I would say, oh, well, like I'll give you an example. So, like one conversation I had with someone, they were excellent. I mean, naturally, a natural gift to design, a natural gift for sewing and stuff. And I said, well, why didn't you ever like start your own line? You know, and first thing she said was, oh, that never occurred to me. It's like, here this guy gave you a gift. I mean, this is something that she did not go to school for. This is something that, no one like taught her. She didn't take not one class for it. She just picked it up. Like, she just literally, so I'm talking like full outfits, coats, pants, stuff like that. I wish I had pictures to share with you. I used to have some pictures of it. I don't. But yeah, and you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, but then you're going to tell me, and then I was silly to listen at the time, that, oh, I don't think this is for you. It's just like, okay. And the thing I'm talking about is the Army. So, fun fact, I wanted to be in the Army when I was, I think, 16, maybe 15. But 16, 17 is where I'm certain that, yeah, that's when I wanted to enlist in the Army. Just because, I don't know, I just always, I don't know where I got the desire from per se, but I just wanted to like serve my country. Like I was like, I'm gonna go to the Army. I feel like it'd be, a great learning experience for me. And I had a friend at the time around the same age, and she was considering it as well. She actually ended up going and everything, and it worked out really well for her. But yeah, and so I wanted to do it, and I went to my family or whatever and said, hey, this is what I want to do when I graduate high school, or when I turn 18. I've actually graduated high school at 17, but and they were like, oh, like, I don't think that's for you. And I'm like, okay, and I just listened to it, and I just let that be the final say. So even once I was of age, even once I actually turned 18, I didn't I don't think, at least I don't recall revisiting it. I think the most I did was I think I like scheduled a call or something like that. This was when it was a thing to, you could go to a mall and there'd be like something with the U.S. Army, and they had like their own space where you could get information and all that kind of stuff on the process and all that. And I think I either got the information, from the mall or the Yellow Pages or something at the time. There are still Yellow Pages being used. You could look up a number on the internet, but you have a much better shot just getting it from the phone book at the time. But that was a long time ago. But anyway, so that's what I did, and I don't remember if I even talked to someone or not. Maybe I did. I'm drawing a blank right now, but that's as far as it got, was me getting the number and possibly a call or something like that, and then it was like nothing. I didn't pursue it further. So yeah, but I say all that to say that this is, mind you, when I'm a teenager, and here I am 36 years old. That decision still haunts me. One of the reasons why I wanted to enlist in the Army too is because the education was going to be taken care of, as far as the higher education, like earning a degree, a college degree. So my plan, I had a strategy. My plan was, when you graduate high school, instead of, worrying about financial aid and trying to, get a part-time job or asking anyone for help or whatever, which actually was never my intention anyway. And most of the school that I have had has been most of it's been financed through myself or funded through myself, with some help from financial aid or whatever. But yeah, and I mean like a very tiny amount from family, like very tiny. But yeah, so yeah, anyway, my plan was to not even bother with all that. I was like, if I, if a scholarship isn't, an option or doesn't work out, it's like I won't have to worry about that because I'll be in the army and I'll be earning my degree there. And that was my plan. And I thought that was a pretty solid plan to have it, around 16, let's say. And it didn't happen. I allowed others' opinion or feelings about a woman going to the army, or a black woman, whatever you want to say, female, a person, whatever, their niece, granddaughter, whatever, going to the army. And it's just like, I should have went. But anyway, I did not. And so, yeah, to my main point, just be yourself, do what works for you. I feel like as long as it's not, you know, purposely hurting anyone, then do what's in your heart to do and go after that. Because let me tell you, when you get to this age, and I'm still young, praise God, but what I mean is, like, once you hit that, like, 30 mark, you start to look at life differently. And then once you hit 35, you really, really change your perspective on a lot of things. A lot of things that you felt one way about, you might not feel like that once you hit 35 plus. Trust me. There were certain ways I used to feel about things where now there's no way in the world I would, like, I just don't feel like that at all. And there's a lot of things where I'm actually more solidified in my paradigms or opinions. So you're going to get both, but I say all that to say, yeah, at the end of the day, it's important to just do what works for your soul, because your soul is what matters. Your soul is what's going to help guide you, and I just strongly believe in that, and I think that that's important to let God guide you. I've said for a while, someone might say, oh, so-and-so said it first, but I mean, I don't know who said it, but I'm just saying, like, this is something God's put in my spirit since I was kind of young, that, he's the co-pilot of my life. I'm in the passenger seat, but he is ultimately the main pilot, and he's driving it, and I'm just there to, yes, I'm making my own decisions, but I want to go where God wants me to go. And that's my opinion on that. And what else did I want to say? Also, too, I don't know if I want to share this. So there's like something I was working on, but I don't know if I'm going to share it. You'll see when this video is done. You will see whether or not I decided to share it or not. And yeah, like in the last video, I was like, oh, I might not share it. But anyway, basically, it's like this design that I did. I came up with this retail design for a brand. It's called Frame Denim, and Frame is a designer brand of denim. If you don't know, now you know. Look them up. I think their stuff, and no, this is not paid or anything. I'm just saying, but they're a really amazing brand, and yeah, their denim is really, really, really cool. And yeah, I kind of like the minimalism or the minimalistic approach that they have to their line. And so anyway, I was like, it's like, I don't know, one night I just like, if I were to have a frame store, or, if Frame were to ask me to design their store, how would I do it? And so I just kind of got some ideas, looked up, I think I looked at some of did I look at their old runway stuff? Because I'm like, there's some pictures that I used. I want to say I did. But anyway, I forgot what season I used. But I, anyway, plopped those into my like mock-up or what have you, of an elevation I did. So I don't know. I might share. I might not. I don't know. We'll see. Um, but yeah, it's like I'm torn as to whether or not to share for one because I didn't design the inside of it. This is just the exterior, but I'm happy with how it came out. And yeah, I'm trying to think what else I want to talk about. I want to talk about. I don't know. It's like sometimes I'm like, okay, should I mention that? Should I not? Because you know what, y'all, I don't really keep up with. I used to, but I don't really keep up with like happenings like I used to. So anything that's going on in like media and like culture, I don't really keep up with it the way I used to. Now don't get me wrong, there's a few channels that well, not a few, sorry, excuse me, rather. There's one channel that I do watch pretty regularly, to get like, you know, the inside scoop on entertainment. And but I haven't been watching. I mean, I've been watching it, but not as. I haven't been like rushing to watch it like I used to. But it's still great. The content's dope. I might share it in the description box, and then I might not, just because certain things are like sacred to me. I think it's important, yes, to share with people, but I also think it's important to keep something for yourself. So you'll see in the end if I chose to share that or not. And another thing I wanted to mention is the obvious that I've changed my hair. So initially, now this I will definitely pop in a picture of. I had my hair naturally jet black. That's always been my hair color, naturally. And I was like, you know, washing it, blow drying it, straightening it. And I was doing it myself because of COVID. And even pre-COVID in the past, I mean, occasionally there would be periods of time where I would do it myself. But I do prefer to go to a salon. And anyway, so the story with my hair is it's kind of a 20-year in the making story, so to speak. So okay, so I have always loved locks. I've always loved natural hairstyles. If anyone were to look at like my track record as far as like people I've dealt with in the past, which I know in the future will unfortunately come out at some point, you know, as God elevates, it will come out in the future, it will. But anyway, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But yeah, but you know, everyone, I mean, I don't know now because I don't keep up with any of them, but when I was dealing with them, they had either locks or like some type of natural hairstyle. And that's just what I've always like thought was dope. Like I love the authenticity and like wearing like a natural style that's true to whatever your heritage is. You know, regardless of what your heritage is, I think do that. You know, be that. I think that's important to embrace your culture, even if you were born here in the States. I think it's great to embrace where you are, where you were born, but I also think it's cool too to embrace, you know, your roots. So I think that's dope. And so for a long time I've been saying, I've been toying with the idea as to whether or not to, you know, get locks or not. This is actually my third set. My first set was for starter locks was 2016, I believe. I think December of 2016. And excuse me, at the time, unfortunately, I allowed other people to dictate. Here goes that other people, you know, dictating what I do again. Dictate my decision, and I took them out because the feedback I got was, "That's the worst hairstyle I've ever seen you wear, and don't do it again." So unfortunately, I listened, and definitely gotta edit that out. Excuse me. Unfortunately, I listened, and and yeah, I shouldn't have. I just shouldn't have listened because sometimes people will tell you things because you're just being mean. I just gotta keep it a buck. Like sometimes just people just being fucked up. That's just what it is. And sometimes people are fucked up. Um, Other times, um, I think people are just insecure. It could be a number of reasons, or threatened, intimidated by your greatness. And yes, that is a thing. Um, and another thing I want to say. So yeah, so that was the first set. Then the second time was I need to close. I would close that so that doesn't keep happening. But the reason why I'm not is because I need some air, some oxygen, and yeah. And AC when it's on for too long, I start sneezing, and I don't have the bandwidth for that today. So just bear with me. But see, that's why I'm sniffling now because the AC was on earlier. But anyway, to get to the point, second set was like I think September or August, maybe June, but definitely summer of 2019. And those I kept in a little bit longer than the first. The first I literally was like I think a day or two. The second was maybe like a couple of weeks. But I took them out because honestly I thought I was ready and I wasn't ready. And I was like, oh yeah. I got a little scared because one of them started to rock a little faster, well, a lot faster than I thought. And so I took them down, and plus they were really, really small. Like they were almost they probably would have been sister locks. That's how small they were, or close to it, or micro locks. And then I was like, no, that's not gonna work. So I took those out, and I said, Lauren, be real with yourself. Like, you like to switch your hair up whenever you want. Blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, so that was then. And then now, like, it's in like 3 months ago, my hair was coming out. And I mean, I'm not talking like in clumps or anything, praise God, but it's like my edges were starting to, like, just, I'm like, I don't have an thinning edge problem, praise God, I don't, never have. But lately, like this year, I have had that issue. The left side is fine, but this right side is like, yeah. So I'm using right now. I'm using a mix of just natural oils, just what God put here already. Jojoba and olive oil and jojoba, olive oil, and sometimes a little bit of white shea butter. There's a difference. There's yellow and there's white. So I've been using the white one for maybe like at least a good 4 months. Not on my hair. I was using it on my skin, but now I'm using it in my hair too. And yeah. So anyway, so this set I'm really excited about. One, because I just like the way that they're turning out. Like they're doing really, really nicely. I started this at June of this year, June 11th to be exact. So my lock anniversary was, on the 11th recently. And so, yeah, so this makes 3 months. They're 3.5 months, and they're doing well. So this one, if you look, this one is in the budding stage. is locked already. You can see that that's completely locked there. And then this part, it's like forming, and then this part is budding. So that's what's going on. Same with this front one here. It's like locked, and then I don't know if you can see, locked. I know I look sleepy. Locked, and then form. It's a combination of budding and forming. And then yeah, the ones in the back are doing great too. But I'm really excited. This is a good example of it budding. Where is it? All right, is it? Where'd it go? This one. This one in the corner. So this one, see the bud is like almost not a bud anymore. And I don't know if you can see, but anyway, so it's budding, and then this part is completely locked. No turning back. So yeah, so anyway, so that's what's going on with my hair. The rest are doing well. And yeah, initially these were very thin, like laughably thin. I wish I could, is there one I could, okay, this is a good example. Let's see, look, so see I had combined, if you can see, oh see, look, see I can pull that apart because this is like 4 starter locks that I combined, and then yeah, you could still see, you could see right through that one. I gotta fix it. And then this part is locked pretty, or it's forming rather, and almost fully locked, and then at the root that's fully locked. So I gotta fix that one later, but anyway, or I might just let it do its thing, we'll see. But anyway, so that's what's been going on with my hair, and that's pretty much, I mean, the gist of it. What I've been up to, what's been going on, and then my birthday is coming up, and I don't know what I'm gonna do for that, but whatever it is, I'm gonna just, try to have a good time, enjoy myself. What else I want to say? Yeah, I don't know, but I think I wanted to talk about like music. So I want to talk about Aaliyah. I'm really, you guys, let me tell you, look, you don't understand. Some of you probably do, but okay. So with Aaliyah, I met her. Actually, not gonna cry, don't cry. I met her almost a month to the day before she passed, and I met her at Warehouse in Los Angeles. Warehouse used to be a record store. You could get records, you could get cassette tapes, you could get CDs. And I went to meet Aaliyah with my best friend at the time. I was still in high school. I had I think I was in my junior year. And yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, junior year, yeah, because she passed in 01. Yeah, so it must have been junior year. Yeah, so junior year. And we must have waited. I think we waited for her 2 hours. And not that she was late or anything, but I'm just saying the line was so long to get in. We were literally, the line was wrapped. This was on La Cienega and 3rd. When I tell you, the line was wrapped all the way down 3rd Street. It was, I think the line was almost to Toast. If you know LA, you know what I'm talking about. It was almost to Toast Cafe. Or it was, one of the two, but it was long as heck. And, yeah, I'll never forget it. I just remember looking, and me and my best friend were dang, look at all the people in line. And we were glad that we got there as early as we did, because if we would have got there any later, we would have been, further down the street like everyone else. But we were literally on the lot of Warehouse. Now there's Jamba Juice there. There's I think a Yogurt Land or something like that. But it's very different now. But at the time there was Verizon there. I think it was Verizon. There was Warehouse. Gosh, I'm drawing a blank. What else was over there? Drawing a blank. Sorry, guys. But anyway, Warehouse is now Johnny Rockets. So the Johnny Rockets that you're eating at used to be a record store. so weird how they transformed that space, and I was really bummed when they did, because I get it, business, but that just, I mean, it's like Aaliyah was there. um, but anyway, I'm bringing her up because I'm really, really, really happy that her music is out formally on streaming services, and that her family, and I'm not getting into any of the details or what I'm talking about, y'all, but I'm just saying I'm just glad that it's out. That's all I care about. Okay, the rest ain't none of my business, but I'm really, really happy that it's out, and I've been playing the Aaliyah album, or the Red album as some call it, like crazy. I think I've played it every day for the past week for sure. And excuse me, initially when I heard that it was being released, honestly I didn't believe it, because there's been some start and stops, and so I was like, yeah, right, it ain't putting it out yet. So I didn't even check, and then I don't know, I think I was on YouTube the other day, and I saw like something, Aaliyah Blackground Records. I'm like, Blackground Records 2.0. I'm like, they put it out, and then like my gut was like God was like, yo, like they put it out. God be talking to me like that, and I was like, okay, let me check it out. So I clicked on it, and sure enough, they had these great visualizers out. I was like, okay, look at Blackground, so that's awesome. If you guys have not checked it out, please check it out. Like the team at Blackground, killing the game. Like, I don't know who's doing your graphics, but I am from a fan since 1994. Okay, I'm asking you to please give them a raise, whatever you gotta do to keep them around, because the team you guys are working with is amazing. They are killing it, and I'm really, really, really happy. As a longtime supporter, I have all of Aaliyah's albums. Okay, the hard copies, and so anyway, and then another thing I wanted to mention too. So we'll circle back to is meeting Aaliyah. Okay, so yeah, I was like super excited, first of all, but I was bummed out because for some reason, and I don't recall the reason, but I was disappointed that I could not get my hair done. So I met Aaliyah looking crazy. Her crazy in my book at the time. Like, my outfit was kind of cute, but I think I wore so at the time it was really like a thing to wear like an all denim outfit, and so I had this like all denim, dark denim Guess outfit that I had gotten. I think I'm saying that right. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry. I got that outfit. Oh no, I said it right. Yeah, I got it the November before. That's right. Okay, just making sure I'm not tripping. But yeah, I wore this dark denim Guess outfit that I gotten for my 16th birthday, for my Sweet 16, and I wore it with these rainbow Nike Air Maxes. That it's so funny because they put all that stuff back out now, but I was there, okay, when it was out, okay. But yeah, I had the rainbow Air Maxes, and I wore it with my I had a black dang, I was wearing that was kind of hot for the summer. Maybe it was a cool summer day, I don't know, because I'm describing the outfit, I'm that's kind of hot for the summer, but I wore whatever I wanted in the summer. If I wanted to wear jeans, I wore jeans. So that was just me. Denim jacket, wore a denim jacket. But anyway, yeah. So my shirt was a long sleeve Guess shirt, and it said Guess in rhinestones. You couldn't tell me nothing. And yeah, but I was irked though a little bit because, like I said, my hair, I couldn't get my hair done. And I was used to, actually, I had even cut, when I was 14, I could even cut my hair like Aaliyah. I've been like a super fan. Unfortunately, I did not get to see her perform when she was alive. My intention was, because my mom just had a thing about concerts for some reason, me and taking me to, I don't know why, but my first concert wasn't until, actually, yeah, that same year. It was to see Alicia Keys, also with my best friend at the time. And so yeah, so that was 01. And yeah, so unfortunately I didn't get to see Aaliyah, but my plan was when Aaliyah goes on tour for the Aaliyah album, I was like, I'm seeing her, you know, and I had already, you know, mentioned it to my mom or whatever. But unfortunately she passed. But anyway, so yeah, so me and my best friend were in the line at Warehouse, and we are like over the moon. Like we're like, we just can't wait to meet her. We had, you know, we would sing her songs, you know, during like lunch break at school, or sometimes just in between class, we might, you know, be trying to like sing one of her songs and stuff like that. And my best friend at the time, she has a great singing voice. She could really sing. I don't know what she's doing now. I haven't looked her up. You know, that's a whole nother video. But yeah, we used to love to sing her songs. I would sing them on my own, like At Your Best. I mean, I know it's a remake, but you know what I mean. Her version, Aaliyah's version. I used to really love Never Giving Up. What's another Aaliyah song where I just like adore a lot? I mean, yeah, Never Giving Up, At Your Best. I really love, the intro, Beats for the Streets. That's from the One in a Million album. What else? I also really loved, and still do love, Are You That Somebody? I really love 4-Page Letter. That was my shit. Naive, yo. When 4-Page Letter used to come on, woo, when I tell you, like, that was, look, 4-Page Letter was a big deal. Like, when I tell you my whole school was talking about that song in the video, the whole school was like, yo, you see 4-Page Letter? You see the video? I mean, like, Aaliyah was everything. Anyway, getting a little bit off subject. So, anyway, my best friend and I were at the line to see Aaliyah at Warehouse, okay? And we're in line, and you know, naturally you kind of start talking to people. I mean, at first you're kind of like, should I talk to you, stranger? I don't know, you might be crazy. But I was my best friend. I'm like, we're gonna be good. Plus, the world wasn't as cuckoo as it is now. You know, still, it's always been crazy, but not like how it is now. So me and my best friend, like, we're in line, and we're these two other teenagers that we're talking to. You know, of course, naturally, you know, teen to teen, you just, oh, how old are you? How old are you? That's just like what teenagers do, right? So we get all that out of the way, and they were like about our age, and then one of them, so it was a guy and a girl, and I don't remember if they were best friends or if they were siblings. That part, sorry, it's fuzzy to me now. But anyway, it was a guy and a girl, and the guy was like, well, first of all, me and my best friend noticed that they both had like stuff with them, like for Aaliyah to sign. And me and my best friend looked at each other like, dang, like we didn't even enter our minds. I think my best friend maybe brought like her CD. She had the Aaliyah album in her hand, but other than that, like, and I had nothing. I don't even think, because I think what happened was I had purchased a Try Again single off the Romeo Must Die soundtrack, and someone stole my CD, stole the disc out of it, but left me with the case. I was so irritated. So yeah, so to this day, like, I still have the case somewhere in here, but the CD I don't have. But I kept the case just because I literally bought it at the time the film came out. So, you know, it's a big deal. Collectible. So I'm keeping that forever. And anyway, so yeah, I was like bummed, because I'm like, dang, what am I gonna do? You know, I don't have anything for Aaliyah to sign. And then there was this guy who I guess was a part of Aaliyah's team, or Warehouse's team, I'm not sure, that was like walking through the line and like giving us these like flyers, you know, with, you know, I think it was either advertising Aaliyah's album or like the We Need a Resolution single. That part, sorry, it's fuzzy, but something. But he was handing these like 4x6 flyers out, and of course, you know, you could have her sign that if you didn't have anything. I remember thinking like, this is great, but like, dang, like I wish I had like, something else. And it just didn't even cross my mind to like bring something. And my best friend too, wish she had brought like a poster or something, and we just didn't think about it. So, like I said, the guy and the girl in line that are talking to us, or teens, whatever, that are talking, fellow teens that are talking to us, they had like a poster, they had like a record. The guy had a record of the We Need a Resolution single, and it was like this like brownish, bronze, iridescent color with like black text. And I mean, Aaliyah looked gorgeous. It was, the cover of it was from the David LaChapelle shoot. If you don't know that shoot, look it up. It's hot, okay? Even now, it's still like, it was, David LaChapelle was way ahead of his time. Aaliyah too. But yeah, so one of the photos from their photo shoot, that photo shoot, is the We Need a Resolution vinyl cover. And yeah, like I remember looking at that in his hand and I even complimented him. I was like, wow, I was like, that's dope. Like, where did you get that or whatever? And I don't remember what he said, but he was so sweet. He was like, oh, thanks, something like he told me, and I can't think of it. And then he had like, I wish I remembered all the stuff he had, and that his friend or sister had, but I just can't recall it right now in detail. And he was like, oh, like, what about you guys, and not really paying attention to what we had in our hand. And, my best friend, of course, like, oh, like, I have my CD, her new album. And then me, I was like, oh, well, I have, like, what the guy, was handing out. And I said, that's it. I was like, I don't know why I didn't think of anything else. When I tell you guys, I kid you not, I was not expecting him to do what he did. The guy, the young teen rather, fellow teen, because like I said, we're all teenagers, hands me the Aaliyah vinyl single of We Need a Resolution. I thanked him, I don't know how many times. I was like, oh my God. I was like, thank you so much. Like, I did not expect him to do that. And it was like a brand, like, he just got it. I was like, oh my God. I was like, thank you so much. Like, I was shocked. And I just remember thinking, like, God, you put me in, you put me and my best friend in this line at this time for this young man, to bless me, because this is big. Like, that vinyl, I mean, to this day, I haven't seen it since, meaning, like, all the times I've been in a record store or any store with records, I have never seen that single, ever. And I know it's real because I've seen it, I mean, like, I've seen it online, but what I'm saying is, it's like, I haven't seen it again in mass production, is what I'm saying. And so, yeah, I was really grateful to him for that. So, anyway, so moving along, Aaliyah's, there. She's ready, of course, to meet us and sign stuff. And so, yeah, like, they start letting us fans in. So they let in, I think they were letting in, like, just only a couple at a time. And I think we had, like, 30 people ahead of us, maybe 20. Well, not that many. Definitely not over 50, but put just between 20 for me. I know that's kind of like a gap, but that's the best I can do. Work with me, y'all. But something like that. But it wasn't like a ton of people. It's not like we had to wait like too much longer, because they were getting people in and out. And Aaliyah signs fast. And so anyway, so when it gets to, the guy and his friend or sister or whatever that are literally right in front of me and my best friend, they go on and they're like, oh, bye, bye, nice talking to you, whatever, nice to meet you guys, whatever, thanks, whatever, thanks him again for the vinyl, and they go on about their way, and that's that. And one of the things, though, that kind of bumped me and my best friend out was they weren't letting you take any pictures. I mean, you just couldn't. Like, they had already made the rules clear. Sorry, no pictures. Mind you, I already had, like, my Kodak. My Kodak was big at one point, y'all. Kodak was, like, it. If you had a Kodak, even the disposable, that was, like, a big deal back then. So, my Kodak disposable, I'm thinking, like, dang, like, like, I got this. I'm like, we can't even use it. So I was bummed out about that. We couldn't use it with Ali or anything. So I was like, well, it's all good. And me and my best friend were just like, well, let's just be grateful that, that we can meet her. So, they call us up next, and we were just, I mean, literally like walking up, we just couldn't believe it. I mean, this is someone who we both had been a fan of since we were children, like in elementary school. So, or was I in elementary or middle school? No, I was 94. Yeah, no, I was still in elementary school then. Yep. So yeah, it's just like it was a big deal to meet her. And so anyway, so we walk in, there she is. When I tell you guys, she literally had an angelic presence. And it's crazy too, because obviously, she passed a month later. I kid you not, I could tell you straight up what an angel feels like for real. She had this, and it wasn't just the fame that I was feeling. It was like, yeah, it was angelic. That's the best way I can describe it. Like, it felt holy. Like, and that might sound weird. If you've never experienced it, you've been like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. But if you've experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. And it felt like surreal and like, yeah, it was like, I'm like, and I remember even my best friend, like, we were talking about it, and yeah, we were talking about it like that was kind of like, we were intrigued, because we were happy to have met her, but it was like we both couldn't deny that it's like that felt like more than just meeting a famous person. It was like something else. So we were processing that. But anyway, so I hand her, the vinyl. Sorry, backing up a little bit. I handed her the vinyl to sign, and yeah, and she was really humble. Didn't talk much, didn't say much, but I just was like, oh my God. I was like, I don't even remember what I told her either. I think I probably just said something like, oh my God, I've been listening to you since I was like 9 years old. I'm 17, or no, I'm 16 now. I didn't know what to say. I probably was saying a whole bunch of gibberish, but I do know that I know that I told her that, that I really like, like I loved her music. I know I let her know. I gave her flowers, so to speak. So, and she was just like real quiet. Like, she didn't really say much, but she did ask me my name, and she said, "What's your name?" She said, "Who do I make this out to?" or something like that. She said, but I know she asked me what was my name, and I don't even think she asked me how to spell it. Like, I think she knew how to spell it, or I think she just confirmed, like, oh, Lauren, and I was like, and man, like, she put my name on there, and whew, I said I was not gonna get emotional, but so anyway, yeah, that was like a big deal. And so I was really glad that I got to meet her, and I think I remember her smelling good too. It was just, she just had like a really special presence, and I remember she had on something sleeveless and like a hat. I want to say it was a bucket hat, but I know she had on like a hat and something sleeveless. And I remember thinking, wow, like her skin's gorgeous. Like, she was just flawless, y'all. Flawless up close. And I'm like I'm right here. And she just had, it was something special. That was a gift that God gave us with her. But anyway, so anyway, me and my best friend, get our items signed, whatever. And instead of having her sign that little 4x6 flyer, I just had her sign the vinyl. That was a big deal. And I mean, she signed it big, so I was like, yes. I was so happy. But so yeah, me and my best friend, we were walking out, and the security, and it was, of course, this big old, like, 6'2", thick, like, black dude. I was like, go ahead, brother. He was like escorting us, away or out towards the back, because it was a certain way they wanted you to go. And we're walking, and as me and my best friend are, walking with the security guard, the teens behind us are like, oh, Aaliyah, like, we overhear this. Oh, Aaliyah, can we get a picture? Like, as soon as they get to the table. And she's like, yeah, sure. Me and my best friend were like what? Like, we were so disappointed. And because, obviously we would have had to get in the line again. And or at least we didn't feel comfortable. Neither one of us felt comfortable asking security, like, oh, like, like we were just there, we know that obviously, but like, first we couldn't, and now we overheard that we can take pictures. Is it okay? Can you walk us back? We just didn't feel comfortable doing that for whatever reason. We didn't ask him, and he didn't offer. So, needless to say, after that, we finally make our way back around. So they escort us through the back exit, or I think it was like the employee exit actually, but whatever. We get escorted back, and we come around, and then now we're at the front. We're hearing and seeing, the team say, make the announcement to the crowd and to the line, like, oh, everyone, you can take a picture. Pictures are okay now, or whatever, something like that they said. But they basically said it was fine. Photography was fine. Me and my best friend was like, so yeah, man, like, we were disappointed. And so I remember, like, as we were, before we even fully got outside, like, and me and my best friend were like disappointed, I said to the Holy Spirit, I said, and this part I might cut out because it might spook some people, but I was like, oh man, I was like, God is like, well, it's like, thank you, Lord, for letting me meet her. And I was like, I know you'll, I'll get to see her again. And God was like, no, you won't. And I'm thinking, like, what does God mean I won't see her again? Of course I will, for meet her again. Sure enough, a month later, y'all know the news. So yeah, that was really hard. I took her death, like, I can't imagine how her family and actual friends and all that must feel, because I'm like, here I am, a fan, and I had a really hard time with her passing. Like, it was hard for me to even concentrate in class. That was rough. Yeah, because I don't remember if I took summer school that year or not, but I know even when I went back, I don't think I did, but going back to school, like that fall, it was just difficult because, Aaliyah it's Aaliyah, you know what I mean? You just didn't expect it. Like, I knew she was going to be like the next biggest star. She already was bright, and I just knew she was just going to, I could feel it. I could just feel that she was going to keep, being elevated. So I took it really, I was really like crushed when she passed away. And before she passed, I already had, like, in my locker at school, I already had like my locker covered with her pictures. And then I remember when she passed, everyone did the same thing. I'm like, y'all ain't real ones. Like, I did this before she passed. And not that it's a competition, but I'm just making a point to say, it's like people then was like giving her flowers and had her all over their locker and playing her music more. And I'm like, y'all ain't real, y'all fake, because I've been doing this. I'm a real fan. But anyway, yeah, so that was that. And I went on and graduated high school and all that good stuff. But that last year was, with Aaliyah passing, that just hurt. But yeah, so I didn't plan on this being an hour, but I'm glad that I got to just chit chat for a while. And yeah, I don't know what I should even call this channel. I don't know if I should call it just chit chat for a while, or if I should call it my name, just my full name. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll ask in the comments. I don't know, because I know I'm not gonna have like a bunch of followers to start, because it's gonna be new. But yeah, that's my life for right now. Or at least that's most I want to share, which was way more than I planned. But thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I can't promise that I will. Excuse me, that was gross. I can't promise that I will upload frequently or anything like that, but excuse me, but what I will try to do is just upload as I feel led to do so. And yeah, and that's it. Yeah, I would put, I don't know, because it's like, then it's like, gets to this whole influencer thing. So, like, you know how you see people go, oh, okay, the makeup I was wearing, and it's like, I don't even know if you guys care what makeup this is. If you do, let me know, and I'm happy to, put it in the description box. But it's up to you. Y'all tell me what you want. But anyway, that's it. So I'm gonna go. I have a lot going on, other things I want to do or need to get to, but again, I do appreciate, even if it's just one person that watches this, thank you for watching and for listening to me ramble for an hour. And I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope that you just stay being you and don't let anyone compromise who you really are. Period. Pooh. All right. Bye, y'all. See ya.